Episode 8. Hot Chicken Soup. Thebes, Luxor, Egypt.
We left off last time exploring the tombs of Hotshepsut, Seti II, and Queen Tausret, explaining how Queen Tausret climbed the royal ladder all the way to the top to become pharaoh. And since each ticket to the Valley of the Kings only allows for 3 entries, and I used them all up, I had no choice but to head back down and meet up with the rest of my group. And like usual, they were gallivanting about and causing mayhem and chaos and trouble. But I'm glad that I found them because one of the members actually had a ticket still with 2 entries that she decided to give me. And so off I went to finish the exciting story of deceit, family drama, a little bit of treachery, and a lot of kings with obvious mummy issues. And so I ventured into KV8 Pharaoh Merenptah, the father of both Seti II and Queen Tausret. Yes, they were brother and sister, and this is why the ancient Greeks made fun of the Egyptian royal line. And I have no clue why this story hasn't been turned into a movie, because Hollywood, this would be a blockbuster hit. Now, Pharaoh Merenptah reigned for just 10 short years, from 1213 BC to 1203 BC, and his royal wife was actually his sister, Hotshepsut II. Yes, say that 5 times fast. Well, Pharaoh Merenptah was the 13th son of Ramses II, but he outlived all of his older brothers and sisters, and he was 70 years old when he finally took the throne. And some scholars believe that he also fathered Amenmesse from another wife.
Pharaoh Meneptah moved the capital back to Memphis, where he constructed his royal palace and temple of Ptah. In the middle of his reign, Meneptah successfully stopped the invasion of 15,000 Libyans and sea peoples of the Mediterranean. In victory, he had certain body parts removed from his enemies to remove their masculinity.
And my group told me how wonderful Ramses IX tomb was. So I decided with the last ticket to enter Ramses' tomb. Ramses IX ruled for approximately 18 years. And he brought stability back to Egypt after a period of chaos from his predecessors. I wonder what happened. He is also well known for the tomb robbery trials, which took place in his 16th and 17th years of rule. He ruled for a long time. You see, because of all the decades of scandals and improper rule, Egypt's empire was in economic turmoil. Metals and jewels were scarce despite their high demand. And as a result, people resorted to breaking into, looting, and ransacking some of the royal tombs. And an investigation was then launched into these tomb robberies. The mayor of the West was put in charge of the investigation. However, the mayor of the East blamed the mayor of the West for these tomb robberies. And at the trial, the mayor of the West won the trial. He was the lead investigator, so it was all up to him to prove that he was guilty or not. Right after the trial, the mayor of the East disappeared. Not suspicious or anything. It was later decided that the royal mummies needed to move. So, Ramses IX mummy and all the other mummies were then moved to a secret location up the mountain. After an exciting race down the mountain, we all headed back to the bus and traveled to an alabaster shop.
By the way, in 10 or 15 years ago, anyone allowed to have this stone. Anyone. But now not anymore. Why? Big mistake happened with the tourists. Oh, very light. Hold it. Call it alabaster. And some heavier. Oh, call it basalt granite.
What is? Oh,
Oh my gosh.
No. Heavy, yeah? You feel it how much heavy?
Oh,
See how
yeah.
much this one's light?
Which one is that? The cat.
It's not stone at all. This what was found in the street. $100, $200, bargain, a haggle, and then at the end, gypsum. Take it. The heavier one and the hard is not stone at all, by the way. It's resin plastic. Resin. So now you can say the government continues this mistake, give us the stone just for the people have a license. So why I told you are very ancient family. So you are welcome. Feeling like you're home. Okay? Alabaster, one of the famous stones, 3 color. اصبر على رزقك. Alabaster 3 color. First color. صح صح. Second. Share. Thank you. I love you. From this stone we make it so light pieces, handmade carving. The point what I like to say, not all the light is natural, not all the heavier is natural. You get it? So alabaster, very, very light, but how you know natural, not natural? How? Look here.
Wow! Oh my God!
One more time. نضل مصارينا. One more time.
One more time.
Should we do it together?
Yes.
One
more time.
Oh my goodness!
This also alabaster, but we call it faster.
Alabaster!
Machine shine. Machine heavy, hand.
Light!
Machine cheap, but hand.
Cheaper!
Shut up. Expensive. Oh, yeah. Don't worry if you drop it.
You pay!
Hammer what you used to make the form, different form like a vase, bowl, ashtray. Second is start to make the hole inside. Come on. It depends how. It depends how so big a dipper inside, different chisels. This is one of the hard bars. What you use different files for 2-3 days, it makes the piece very light. But this boy he call himself crazy. Picasso! With slime stone, how you know natural waterproof. Look here. And sometimes somebody has to make a hole in the back so no problem for raining or the snow. Venomous what you can use for a candle lamp, tea light.
Wow! Oh my lovely!
And sometimes you make a cat. Dog. Camel. Elephant.
Coco, Egyptian elephant.
Alabaster is quite beautiful, and I was in absolute awe. There were intricately carved figurines, vases, lamps, drinking vessels, and other fine decor. I wanted to take it all home. After purchasing a couple of figurines, I made my way back to the bus, where we quickly took off into the desert once more. After 15 minutes, we finally arrived at our next destination, and we were hot. Very hot. Very, very hot. But we were still filled with excitement. And once again, we found ourselves pushing through an aisle of merchants, selling their various wares and trying as hard as they could to get us to buy their stuff. Everything from bags, scarves, hats, shirts, and dresses, to things like statues and jewelry. A lot of it was very cheaply made and shouldn't be purchased. We managed to survive the gauntlet and boarded a tram to head up the mountain. We go way back into history where we visit the temple of Hatshepsut, which we nicknamed Hot Chicken Soup because Hatshepsut is a very hard name to pronounce. She was the great royal wife of Pharaoh Thutmose II, and she ruled around 1479 BC until approximately 1458 BC. She originally became regent for her stepson, Thutmose III, who ascended to the throne as a baby after the death of his father. Well, several years into her regency, Hatshepsut declared herself as pharaoh, adopting the full royal tutelary of Egypt alongside of her baby stepson, Thutmose III. Well, that's when things took a turn. To adopt herself into the patriarchal role, she embraced traditional male roles, even masculine features and attires, and her reign was marked with prosperity and relative peace. She was often depicted as a male pharaoh. Amenhotep II then tried to erase her name from Egyptian history after Hatshepsut passed away. Her royal statues were demolished, her monuments were defaced, and her accomplishments were reassigned to other pharaohs. And many modern historians believe that these actions were actually driven by religious motives other than the personal animosity that he may have had against her. Yet, her temple still stands to this day. After wandering around the temple for a bit, I had to find my group, and of course, they were goofing off like usual. Of course, we boarded the tram to head down the mountain, and the driver put my mom in charge of the crazy train. Then we boarded the bus and made our way back to the ship. I headed to my cabin to change and get into something more comfortable. Well, there was this cute little elephant sitting on my bed, and it was too adorable. Then we all made our way up to the sun deck for a bit of lunch. After an amazing meal, we all stayed on the sun deck to share each other's company. We told stories and jokes, and we laughed so hard our sides even hurt. And we were just passing the time away. It was our last night on the ship, and we were told to stick around because there were more festivities to come.